Hello everybody, this is Paige from Mosaic Moments, and today I am showing you some ideas with the circle dies. So this was by request that I talk about them. So we have a lot of circle dies. In today's video, I'm only showing our level 1 dies, and I'm going to do a separate video for the level 2 and level 3. But even though these are level 1, I think you're going to see they are a lot of fun to work with. Right off the bat, I'm starting off with our circle frame die. So there's three different sets with our circle frames, so I'll talk about them. This first one is our 4x4 circle frame. It's called Circle Frame and Flower Set because the set does come with these little flowers, and there's a 2x2 flower in there too. So obviously with this one, you're gonna get a larger frame, your photo's a little bit bigger. It comes with this ring, so the photo could just fit in this space as well. You don't have to have the little ring part, but I really like it because it helps bring out this photo and helps bring a separation from the frame in the photo, because sometimes if you're using something like a pattern paper, having a photo right next to it, the photo won't stand out as much. But I really like it. I like that there is space to add some embellishments. So again, this is from the same set, these little flowers, but you can put other things on here too. You can put in stickers, gem stickers, whatever you would like. You can fit it in on here and have some fun with this 4x4 sized frame. And of course, any circle frame is going to make a great focal point. So it's really a nice contrast between all these rectangular shapes and have this circle here. So that is one way to create contrast, is to have your focal point be a different shape than the rest on the layout. All right, this is our 2x2 circle. So there is a 2x2 circle that comes with the, I believe it's called the Circle Tiles and Tab set, but we also have a die called Double Circle, and that's what these were made out of. Our Double Circle die has 2 of these circles in it. It was originally made for our circle grid die that is no longer available, but the double circle is great because you can cut double of these little circles at the same time. And this is just one idea you can do with it. So each space has a different photo, and some of it has pattern paper just to have some variety. You can see here I have one frame in cardstock and another one in pattern paper, and I alternated. So it has this like checkerboard design. So that's kind of one neat thing about this layout and what you can do with our 2x2 dies in general. And to add variety again, I decided to make this row a little bit different. So it's a different frame and it's a little bit darker than the other frames, and different paper. And I have this same paper in the middle. And then I have another circle cut with a different die. And then I put these stickers on here and a die cut at the end. Of course, this orange makes that section look really bright. So this is just a fun way to use those 2x2 circles. All right, here's another idea. Many people love this one. You can take your circle dies and create a tree shape on your layout. So this one's for Christmas, but it can also be kind of like an outdoorsy layout. And you can add another circle up here and make it like a full tree. So it doesn't have to be just for Christmas, but this is a really fun idea with the circle dies. In this case, because it is Christmas, it kind of reminded me of ornaments you put on a tree. So really, really fun idea. I did cut them in green on purpose to look like a tree. And there's like a lighter green on these 2 rows here and here, and then a darker green. So if it's looking a little bit too plain with just one color, you can alternate the colors to add a little more interest. All right, this next one is really neat. It basically looks like there's circles going diagonally across my layout. And I just want to point out real quick that these circles may look a little bit smaller. This was not cut with our circle dies we currently have. These were actually made with our old circle tile laser cuts. That was from years ago, and you can let me know in the comments if you remember when we had paper tiles and circle tiles. This is what these are. But you can do the same exact effect with the die. So basically you take your grid paper and then cut your circle die with the same exact color, and it kind of disappears and then just the circle shows. And I want to tell you guys that we actually offer, if you haven't seen it, we do have 8.5 by 11 cardstock that's the same colors as our grid paper. We don't have every color, but if you want to do this kind of idea, you can do this with other dies besides the circles as well. You can, when you order your grid paper, you can go see if we have that same color in 8.5 by 11 on our website. So our website is snapandcrop.com. So if you want to make sure you have the same color, go check that out on our website. But this is a really cool effect, and all the circles are perfectly aligned because of the grid paper. I love it. All right, and here's another one, just really quick. This is a 2-page spread, so it is nice that there are many different circle shapes for these 2-page spreads. I could have put the 4x4 one here, but I decided not to do that to add contrast for my focal point. But I just love this die for adding all these details. These were taken at Animal Kingdom and Disney World. I went on their little safari tour, and it was a lot of fun, and I just love looking back at all these photos. And again, I alternated the different pattern paper to make it a little more interesting. And I just love how you can really focus on the animals, because these photos tend to be pretty far away. So I really love it. And if you go on this safari tour, if you're a Disney World fan, go on the safari tour, you can get some really, really good photos. Like, you can never get that going on the ride there. Or this one for that matter. I mean, you get some pretty incredible photos. And this is our 3x3 sized one, so it's a little bit bigger. So you kind of have a hierarchy is what we call it in design. You can have your focal point, which can be bigger, your secondary photos, and then your photos that are maybe a little bit less important, that are kind of your filler pieces. So I really love that this kind of shows, you know, big, medium, and small. So you have lots of options with our circle frame dies. And I forgot to mention, if you want to give your page like a distressed or rustic look, something you can do is add some ink on the edges. That's what I did here. I like to do that sometimes if I feel like the color needs more contrast with the grid paper. I'll add a little chalk ink just to darken it. So that's just an idea to decorate your little circle dies to make them a little more interesting if you want to. All right, this next die is also a circle frame. It's our stitched circle frame. So this set comes with a 4x4 size and a little 2x2. I hope you can see those stitch marks. Some of you love the stitch dies, so you have the option of a regular circle, but if you are really into stitches, we have that for you too. It gives your pages a nice touch. In this case, I added these embellishments. So these little flowers and stems come from our swag frame die set. So that set has like an arch frame, and it has these extra pieces. And I also added some pearl gem stickers. I think it looks really pretty. So this is one way to embellish your dies, especially if you want to make it really pretty. I found this kind of metallic-y paper, add the pearls. It looks really nice. And you can always, if you don't have a photo, you can put pattern paper. I really liked the design of this bird, and this was from, you know, the same pattern paper collection. And so it was really nice to highlight this bird with the circle die. So that's one reason I love the circle dies, because it's great for highlighting even really small details. Like if you find a pattern paper like this, these circle dies are wonderful for that. All right, this is our oval frames. We don't have a lot of oval shapes, but I want to let you know we do have oval frames as well. And I just wanted to give a shout out to our oval frames and also show you that you can add thread to these stitch frame dies. So that's what I did here. And you can see I added the little flowers. This page is so cute, but I want to show you this because you can do that same exact effect on the stitch circle dies as well. But anyway, if you like the circle frames, I think you'll definitely love the oval frames, and the oval frames give you a bit more space. So I just wanted to show them real quick and show them some love as well, because there's probably not going to be enough ovals to make an oval video, but you never know. Here's another one with the stitch circle. I will say with the stitch frames, This the stitch part does tend to show up better with a lighter color pattern paper or cardstock. So this is why I wanted to bring this up today. And again, I love the 2x2 size. There's some pictures of these animals, like the chicken, the squirrel, and you got a cat and another chicken. Again, love the circles for highlighting little things like that, because in a big, 4x6 photo, they look really tiny, but you put them in here and they really shine, and I just love it. And I love this sweet picture. Oh, this was a nice picture. Sometimes when you have little kids, they don't ever look at the camera, and sometimes you just have to highlight these little moments, like opening up the gate. It's really cute. All right, another option, if you want something more fancy, is our scallop frame dies. What I love about this is, again, you can have 2 different colors. So the scallop frames do have a circle die in them. So you could cut your photo to fill in the scallop part completely, but sometimes it's nice to have that contrast between the frame and the photo. So we do have a die for each size we have that will cut this circle shape. And here's the 3x3. We also have a little 2x2 that's on the next page. So I really like this. I like the contrast. You can add multiple colors. Anyway, the scallop mat is just, like I said, a little more fancy. It is a little more on the feminine side. It's really cute. So in this case, this is a pretty feminine layout of all girls at the beach. And here you can see, I love this, how there's this little 2x2 and it highlights this sand dollar. I think that is so adorable. In this case, she kept every single frame the same exact colors, but I really like the scallop frame. It really highlights these photos, doesn't it? I mean, I feel like they really stand out with the scallop frame. There actually is a lot of room for pattern paper. You can see it pretty well. So scallop frame, highly recommend it. We love it. All right, so I just went through all of our frame dies. Now I'm getting more into our decorative, kind of embellishing circle dies. So this one is in circle. If you have not seen it, it is a really pretty die. It's what we call our architectural dies, but it does have this circle. In this case, this is actually photos that I cut with the die and then filled in certain places to really highlight the unique look of in circle. I absolutely love this. And it's perfect for this garden layout. It's such a perfect design and kind of reminds you of designs you would see in a garden. This one may be a little harder to see. It's the in circle. And I have this, like, it's a kind of a gray purple and then another purple to fill in these little sections. And I also cut my photo. So the end circle highlights these little sections, and then you can see the rest of the photo poking out in all 4 corners of each of these. But again, because of that circle shape, it really highlights what's in those areas. So this was like, these were things taken far in the distance. But again, because of that circle design, it's really highlighted and it looks so pretty. I think in circle is wonderful if you like to travel, for sure, and go to things like gardens, things like that. This is a great die if you like to get out and travel and go to different places, and I think it would be a nice architectural detail for your layout. All right, up next is half circle, half circle. So not to be confused, there is a 3x6 half circle that is a level 2 die. This is our half circle 2x2 that is not related at all with the other half circle. It is a different design. It's one of my favorite level 1 dies, half circle. And what I love about it is, it's what's really nice about it is it makes a really nice design on your layout that's just perfect. So it is called half circle because it has 2 half circles, but obviously when you line them up, you get these circle shapes, and because it's broken up, it just looks really neat. In this case, I have like 2 wooden pattern papers, so I have one with stars and one without stars, and it was a great spot to put these stickers, and they're all circles, so it's able to put in that circle shape. It kind of reminds me of a rope or something like that. So I just love this design, and I can't wait to show you this next one. I love this layout. So in this case, I cut photos. So both of these photos were taken of like mountainsides, but one of them had all this yellow leaves and this one has more green in it. And so I alternated, and that's what I love about half circle too, is you can alternate the pattern papers or colors. You can use, you know, more than even 2 colors if you wanted to. So they all have the same frame and pattern paper in the middle, but I just love how it highlights these photos of trees. Absolutely, like I said, absolutely love this layout, and half circle just looks amazing. It looks like a level 3 die to me when I do this. And here's this one, same thing. It alternates, but it's 2 different pattern papers of the yellow and the darker brown. I use a lot of wood grain, I guess, with half circle. And it was a great place to put in an embellishment as well. If you need a place to add your embellishments, I think half circle is a great spot. You don't probably want to cover all of it, but if you have a sticker or 2, those can be great places to fill those in with. All right, this is our hole-in-one die. This is another one that I really love. I don't think it gets enough love actually, but I love it. And it's because I really am into this. I really like the photo within the photo effect. So I have this like greenery. This one has some more rocks, but most of it's like foliage. And then the little circle highlights something different. And we've used this to put in a title. Like you can have a word with 5 letters or like even a 4-letter word and then put in a little die cut. Each one could be filled in with different pattern paper. You can do all sorts of things with hole-in-one. I think if this is not in your die collection, you need it. It is one of my favorites. It's a level 1, so it's easy to use, but it looks so neat when it's done. And I alternated the directions in this case. I like to do that. Or you can have them all going down the same, you know, have these all lined in the same direction as well. So this is definitely one to get. And like I said, what I love about it is the photo surrounded by another photo. Look, I love it. Here's another one, same effect, but they are going vertically instead of horizontally. And in this case, so this is obviously at Disney World. We went during the springtime one year, and so there's all these pretty flowers. So I highlighted the flowers in the bigger part, and then each section highlights something from each park. In the middle, there was a little nice Mickey, I think you call that a topiary, right? So I really love it. I think this was the first page I made with hole-in-one, and I adore this layout. I just love the flowers and highlight all those different things. And you could do something like portraits too, or something like that in the circles. All right, now we're getting into our 2 rings and 3 rings dies. So it is a rectangular shape, and then there's 2 circles, and the other one has 3. Jody did this one. I really liked how she put the year in here. Of course, if you have 2 of the 1x3s, there's enough circles to add for the year. So I really like that. It's very simple, but I really think it gives that year a lot of interest, putting those numbers in the 2 rings die. This is the 3 rings die. I think this one's so cute. So this was a pattern paper with little flamingos, and they were cut, and since these circles are so small, it really highlighted those flamingos so well. This page has so much personality, and I just love that you can highlight them so well. And here's another one. This one also has the 3 rings die, and this is a fun one for adding little stickers. So I love that you can highlight these stickers. I even put a couple of the stickers on like those 3D dot things. And I also was able to fill in, you know, 2 words, sun and fun. These are made with the alphabet 5 lowercase. The uppercase is a bit big for these circles, but the lowercase, as you can see, fills it in pretty well. It depends on which alphabet you're using, but this is just adorable and fun, and I fit in some pattern paper in these smaller sections. It's just bright, fun, and happy. If you like adding little details like this, I highly recommend the 2 and 3 rings dies. and they're both sold separately. All right, let me see. This is our last die I'm highlighting today. This one's Earnest. It is a level 1, although it kind of looks like a level 3 depending on how you use it, but this is a great one if you want to add a lot of circles to your layout. So Jody in this case made this one, and she fit in 8 of these circles, and it was perfect for this pickleball page. So if you're doing any kind of sport with a ball, or maybe a hockey puck, maybe a frisbee, this is a great one. I love how these photos are highlighted in these circles. Again, circles are great shapes for highlighting things. I mean, that's the biggest thing I can see here is if you really want to highlight your photos, this is great. And I love how Earnest has this kind of like diamond shape, and she put that orange in there. It looks so good. Earnest is great, especially if you want to add a lot of circles to your layout. So this one's a different design, but has the same amount of circles. It was just put in a pinwheel design instead. This one's really pretty. You know, she used a really pretty pattern paper in each section, highlights some different flowers and things at this garden. This is so cute. I love it. And it really, it makes the page so much more decorative. So you actually could do a 2-page spread. I know these are 2 different pages, but you could have like one spread with this design and then the second spread be this one. I think that would be nice. And you would be highlighting a lot with those circles. And here's the last layout. This is also Earnest. I just want to show you the option of when you put them together, you can have the full circles. That's not a full circle. You can cut the half circle too. And you can do the same effect as the half circle die where you show 2 halves. So you can mix and match. You can do all of it one way or the other. So Earnest, you can have a lot of fun with for sure. So here I even used photos in some. I alternated the photos and the pattern paper in the other ones, and I was able to fit in the word kites. These were taken at a kite store. So again, really fun and still highlights your main photographs. All right, I hope this video was helpful for any of you who are looking for more ideas with our circle dies, and I hope some of you were introduced to something new. Our level 1 dies, I think there's so many of them and they kind of get forgotten behind the level 2 and level 3, but all of these were so cool. And again, they highlight your photos so well. I love them. I'm so glad someone actually recommended that I do a video with these. And hopefully I will get one for the level 2 and level 3 dies going soon. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you so much for watching.